Welcome to Crossing Darkness, a podcast about gaming that normally focuses on the world of darkness. However, today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite video games, EVE Online, a science fiction spaceship MMORPG. In this game, you become an immortal pod pilot who controls some of the most powerful ships in all of the galaxy. Activities include market manipulation, ship combat with player versus player, spaceship combat with player versus environment, mining, exploration, empire building, pirating, and much, much more. Player agency is a focus on this game. Most items are created by players and destroyed by players, up to and including space stations. The core of this is building empires in the outer core, or away from the core of the galaxy, called Nullsec or 0.0. We broadcast over Twitch and are open to answering questions from the chat during the show. I'm your host, Frozen Fallout, and today we have a very special guest, Adri, who has been playing EVE Online for a little bit less than a year now and has been streaming over Twitch to get us to, see everything that she's up to in EVE Online. How's space treating these days, Adri?
It's been great.
Did I get that name right? I didn't check, actually. It's Audrey?
Adri.
Adri.
Yes.
Sorry. See, as soon as I said it, I was like, I knew it.
Okay. It's either or, but it's usually Adri.
So how long have you been playing EVE? I thought I saw that you were playing for about a year. Is it?
Yes, my birthday is April 24th, I believe. So I'm coming up on a year. I'm a baby.
So and I always find that kind of interesting about EVE Online is that, a year, I would think, I wouldn't consider myself a newbie in a lot of games after playing for a year. You feel like you might have progressed through the storyline, got to the end boss or whatever. Even in like World of Warcraft or other kind of games, you can kind of get all the way to the top level. But you feel like you're still a newbie in the game after a year.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface yet. I'm doing PvE right now. Like we were talking about earlier, PvP is just terrifying to me. So that's going to be my next level, I guess, but not for a long time. It's going to be a while.
So what's the things that kind of got you into EVE Online?
So I was actually looking for something to stream that was an MMO. I actually used to play a lot of horror games. That was what I originally started doing on Twitch. And I decided that it might be fun to play an MMO or something online. And I don't do COD. I don't do any of those games. So I was like, what do I do? And I remembered EVE from a long time ago. I actually installed it like 11 years ago. Turned it on, looked at the screen, and uninstalled it because I had no idea what to do. There was no idea. So I was just like, forget this. This is too confusing. So I actually streamed my first day playing EVE, and I regret it so bad that I didn't download those videos. They're lost now. But I actually streamed it. Yeah, I actually streamed the first everything. I streamed every time I played EVE since the beginning. So that was the main reason I got into it. I had heard so many terrible things about the community, so I was really scared at first. But the Twitch community just completely changed my mind about all of that. From the second I logged in and started, I had like 5 people trying to walk me through and help me and try to give me ISK and, try to give me ships and just helping me to understand it better, and just excited to see a new player. And that made me excited to play because I was like, they care that much about this game, I have to give it a chance. So.
That is something that I do say, that the Twitch community is really awesome for EVE Online. They're very talkative. They're very knowledgeable. There's a lot of people that just kind of jump into streams. And I've been playing the game for about 15 years now, and
wow.
I still consider myself a newbie. In
Oh
a
no.
lot, I mean, like in comparison, you look at somebody that's been playing the game for like 3 years, like JoeBane, who's got like 3,000 plus solo kills. I've been
Yeah.
playing for 15 years. I got like 200 plus
Oh
solo
wow.
kills. Like,
We both
and
go different directions.
and I thought
Everybody goes their own direction.
I thought that I was good. I was like, yeah, that's a lot of, damn man, that's a lot of kills that I got solo. Like, like a little bit proud on that. I look at like real people's kill boards then, and go, whoa,
Real people.
okay. I guess you're real PvPer. I just play this game. You're making a career out of these things. Like,
PvP is rough.
PvP is rough. PvP, it gets my heart pounding
Yeah.
every single time that I get into kind of PvP, and but in general, kind of going back to the concept of the Twitch community, they're really helpful. They're one of the things that I was gonna say is because I kind of look newbie-ish when I'm on Twitch sometimes, and people are like, do this or do that. Here, let me help you with this, and
Yeah.
like. And I do find myself going, oh, awesome, thank you. Like, yeah, I would have forgotten about that. I didn't even think about that. And,
Yep.
it's really awesome. And like you said, there's a lot of people out there that just want you to play, and want you to get out there. Like when I kill people, sometimes if I see that they're a newer player, I will, take a step back and kind of go, okay, let me just pay out his ship here and just send him an email that's like, hey, better luck next time. Go ahead and, keep on trucking out there.
Yeah.
Kind of just throwing some bones to some people to a certain degree. EVE Online is well known for, if you're one of those people that kind of like freaks out from dying, like, and is like, I hate you, you're the worst thing in the world, I can't believe you did that to me. EVE is gonna like feed on you. It's just gonna like take that tears. And I mean, I admit I'll do it too. Like, I'm one of those people that I will, go ganking in Highsec, sitting, and see a hauler worth a billion-ist kind of flying by and go, okay, well, that's mine now. Thank you.
Oh gosh.
And then all of a sudden I'll get this EVE mail that's like, you're the worst human being in the entire universe. I can't believe you did this. And, and I think about it in the sense of like in real life, I wouldn't do that kind of stuff. Like that would not be, that wouldn't be a normal thing for me. But that is the kind of the name of the game of EVE Online, is that it's a dark, cruel, harsh universe, and you get to play some of the dark, more horrid people in EVE Online. And I remember hating pirates. I remember being one of those people like against pirates, but I was never like freak out on them type stuff. But on the other way, EVE Online, if you're one of those people who's like, hey, what did I do wrong? Or what's going on? How did you kill me? Why did I die? I don't understand. And you give a more confused or willing to learn kind of aspect to it, or you're just out there, trying to PvP and just having fun. Those are the more likely people to get a lot of love from the EVE Online community.
And I always go in there, like I say, I yeet myself into wherever I'm going, because I'm not a planning person at all. So usually when I put my timer on, my start timer, I'm just like, okay, what am I doing today? I have no idea. My ship is who knows where. I have to figure all this stuff out in 10 minutes. I have to put my makeup on. I have to get ready, and I'm never prepared. So I call it jump stream. We're going to jump for a while. We're just going to talk and we're going to jump. But that was one of the biggest compliments I've ever gotten from a person from my community, was that they enjoy watching me because I take it seriously, but I'm having fun.
You're very relaxed and you're very communicative with your audience. I would say that having watched a few of your streams, for sure, you're super chill, and you talk with the people that are talking with you. You're always on camera, and very interactive with your viewers, and that's something that Twitch loves, and that it's something that I try, I go on and off on camera. I'm like, I'll go on camera, but I try not to be on camera too much. But
yeah, it's hard. It's hard being on camera all the time. That's something that
I don't have to do makeup or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to do it, but then people are like, "Are you sick?" I'm like, "No, I just don't have any makeup on. All right, leave me alone." That's rude.
So what is your experience as streaming as a female in a predominantly male game? Like I think it's like 90 some odd percent male in EVE Online. Do you feel that there is a lot of anti female sentiment inside of the game? That there has been a lot of reports of that in the news over the years, to a certain degree.
I've never felt that. I have not. I feel like it's more so that I'm a streamer. That's where I feel like, you'll get stream sniped and things like that. I don't feel necessarily that it's because I'm a female. I feel like it's just because I'm a streamer that I get targeted sometimes. So, and I've run into, I think there's only been one time that I've actually run into somebody that I've had to ban from my channel because they were being inappropriate. But everybody else is super respectful, and sweet, and just, they're there to play, they want to help me out. They want to play the game. They want to watch me play the game. They want to play with me, so I've found it to be, I think probably I'd have more trouble in other games, games that aren't as predominantly male as this one is. I think they're just, they appreciate the fact that I appreciate something they appreciate. I guess it makes sense.
Apparently, you're a great place for some good good dad jokes. Sorry, not bad jokes, dad jokes.
Yeah, yes, it is.
From Filthy Casual.
And some very, very disgusting jokes as well. But yes, we love the dad jokes too.
So what are some of the things that you're doing on your stream, while you're kind of joking around and hanging out with your fans? What's kind of the activities that you partake in EVE Online?
Usually PvE right now. That's my main thing. Sisters of Eve, I'm still running Sisters of Eve because I'd like to get up to level 5. But I'm still training a lot of stuff because I made the mistake of not planning at all. I wanted to be a miner, so I put all my eggs in the mining basket, and I was just training, and all of a sudden I realized I couldn't do anything else. Everything, I was just trapped. I was stuck. So I'm trying to catch up right now on training ships to be able to do better with PvE, and hopefully go into Null and Wormhole Space to do some exploration there and things like that. I've already done that before, but usually I end up getting ganked on my exit.
Once you've got the cargo hold full of shit, right?
Yes, that was, I think, my last stream. I was so happy because I got all of the relic sites. I was doing so great. And then like 10 ships just went shoof on me, and I was like, no, you sons of bitches. Like, why? Why did this have to happen? They didn't pod me, which is, I guess, okay, but they took all my crap, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Is that right on the exit of the wormhole, or was that
it was at the relic site.
Relic site.
Yeah, so they must have known that I was there, and I, again, wasn't paying attention. I was too excited about how great I was doing, and there we go, all my stuff gone, and it was just, but I wasn't upset. I mean, again, like, the first time I lost a ship, I was really upset. Like, I had to end the stream because I just felt like I felt so bad. Because the ship was given to me, and I felt so bad. I felt like I had let that person down. Like, and they're like, it's just a ship. It's just a ship. I'm like, no, it's not just a ship. I think it was like a venture. They're like, it's nothing. It's literally nothing.
I think it's better for you to have lost that ship than to have not lost that ship. That's that's playing Eve. Like that's
Yes.
I would love it if I gave somebody a ship and they lost it while using it. Then to tell me 10 years later, I'd never even used that ship. I didn't even know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I lose ships like crazy. I lose ships like crazy.
But it's understandable. And the first one that you lose, you know that you're not thinking in the way of EVE Online when you normally play these kind of games, because it's I don't know. I came in from not World of Warcraft. I came in from Ultima Online was one of my games that was very similar to this, where if you died, you lost everything that was on you, and that was all that really mattered. You had your skills and stuff like that. But this game, you know, is one of those games where when you die, you lose shit for real.
Yeah.
Like everything that you had on you and all, you know, like, and when you're first beginning the game, that's like everything. You know, like you have like a couple things that you have in your station, but like really you have that one ship that you've been flying around.
Yeah, exactly. It's painful. It's painful. But I got over it slowly but surely. I got over it. And one of the last streams I did, I lost, I believe, 2 Asteros, which was extremely painful. But I just laughed it off. I was just like, okay, well, I mean, that's my fault. That's why I call it yeeting myself into nowhere, because I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna be upset. Why am I doing this? But I'm gonna do it anyway, just for content. We're gonna do it anyway, just to entertain you guys.
All in the name of content, man. All in the name of content.
Exactly.
Taken on so many fights on stream and been like, that was really stupid, but I was getting bored, and I know you guys are getting way more bored than me, so.
Exactly. Exactly.
So when you're losing these ships, is this mostly Wormhole Space or Lowsec or 0.0 when you're adventuring out into the danger zone?
It's usually null. I've lost a ship in Wormhole Space because I went to one of those sleeper sites, I guess, or ghosts. What are they called? Sleeper sites?
Yeah, ghost relic sites, I think, or something like that. Where it's actually like dangerous, like.
Yes. So I thought I could fight them, and they literally, it was one hit and I was gone. So I was like, well, that's just great. I just got here. And that was it. But yeah, usually Lowsec is the worst place for me. I thought that it would be Nullsec or Wormhole, but I'm safer there than in Lowsec. It's when I'm passing, I mean, Lowsec, every time I pass through Lowsec, I get ganked. It's like guaranteed. Guaranteed. No matter what I'm doing, no matter what I'm flying, I could be flying nothing. I could be flying a freaking Corvette and they will still kill me. Like, why are you killing a Corvette? Leave me alone.
That's my kill mail, man. You got a kill mail for me. You can give it to me. I'm going to take it. So, are you part of a Nullsec alliance then? That you have some safe space out in Nullsec that makes it a little bit safer for you out there?
I'm part of Malro. So, and I haven't really been too active in the community, so I don't really know exactly what they have to offer. But that's my alliance right now. I'm hoping they have something like that, but usually I really just do things on my own. Mm-hmm. I play more with my community than I do with my team. So I have more fun with the community, I guess. I know them better, so we just they usually have my back. they come in their blingy ships, and they have my back.
That's always awesome. That's interesting. So when you go out to 0.0, you're exploring around without any safety net underneath you. I mean, besides maybe your buddies and stuff like that, but you don't have a station out there or space that's claimed underneath your alliance that you know of. No.
And that's why I say I just go and I hope for the best. Usually, just descan and hope for the best.
So primarily is it the exploration PvE content is the primary stuff that you do, or are you into like the mission running stuff too?
I mission run a lot. And Sisters of Eve is the big one that I do. That's the one that I've been focusing on right now. But I'm trying to kind of expand my horizons. I'm trying to figure out exact because you get certain perks with each
Faction.
yeah, you need to like figure out what you want, and Sisters of Eve seem to have the best ones, so that's why I'm trying to build up my loyalty points with them. But I'm also trying to look into what the other areas have to offer so that I can maybe try with them.
Okay. Yeah.
But PvE mission running is a big part of what I do because I just want those. I love loyalty points and I love ISK, so it works for me. And since I don't really have that much luck when it comes to exploration sites because I get ganked, I try not to do that too much. And every time I get out of the danger zone, I'm jumping around and super excited because I'm like, we made it. I'm screaming, I have to lower my mic and like, we did it, guys, we did it. We're home. I can show you my haul now because I didn't want to show anybody because I didn't want them to know what I had, but yeah, I love mission running. That's super fun to me. It's getting a little bit boring, I'll admit, because I've been doing it for so long already. But it's still one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, definitely. I found so do you do like the burner missions at all, or what level missions are you running these days?
On SOE I'm on 4.
Okay. Yeah, I found that they've added in some things. I find that mission running after a while became too repetitive.
Yeah.
With the actions that you can kind of take on that. So I kind of moved over to the faction warfare kind of action. So, but do you have any kind of memorable experiences with PvP? I believe that you said something you were getting taught some PvP and stuff like that. Sounds like you might have some good little stories if you don't mind sharing.
I do. So my first one, Alien. I don't know if you've come across Alien in any of the streams. He's my mod. And he was like, let's go PvP, meet me at the sun. So we went and we circled each other and we just went around and round and round and round. And he actually made a character named after me specifically to go PvP me. And I killed him. So I was like, yes, I got it didn't count. It didn't feel like it counted. He was like, no, it counted. I mean, you killed me. You got me. It was fair fight. We were in the same ship, same everything. You got me. But that was just hilarious because it took forever because we were both in just really crappy ships. It was hilarious to watch. But Geis1234, who's a streamer, he's actually been a huge help when it comes to PvP. He wants me to get into the faction warfare as well because he feels like that's going to be something that's going to help me with PvP in the end. He feels like that's like a really good training ground for me. It's just that I don't know if I could do it with my corp. I'm not sure. I have alts, but I don't really use them at all. But
that was something that me and JoeBane were actually just talking about, was the concept that it sucks that you have to dedicate either an alt character or you have to convince your corporation or drop your corporation, or your alliance in order to join faction warfare. And I feel like that's a barrier that's just stupid. But yeah, I think that faction warfare is a very interesting area. To be honest, the one thing that I would say about faction warfare is that you don't have to necessarily be in it to enjoy a lot of the perks of the PvP aspect of it. But if you want to make money while PvPing, faction warfare is one of the best areas to go make some ISK and get blown up a whole shitload while making a pretty decent haul inside of a frickin' frigate. Like, if I take a frigate out, I can make hundreds of millions of ISK. In days pretty easily, like just sitting on a button waiting for somebody to come kill me, and then when they arrive, I kill them or they kill me. Either way, I'm gonna make some money today. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't tried it still. I have my alts, and that might be something that I try next because like I said, I love mission running, but it is repetitive because you get the same missions regardless of where you are. You know, no matter what you're doing, you get that same Razamataz or whatever his name is,
mhm.
mission, and
In the beginning, it's not bad, you know, like, because
yeah,
you get some new missions and you're like, oh, this, I've never done this mission before, or you start
yeah,
learning the mission, you know, and it's like, okay, so now I know what to do, and I had to learn that mission. The
yeah,
new burner missions are kind of cool. You know, that's definitely some interesting kind of gameplay, and people have figured out how to make a lot of money doing the burner missions, where it's like a frigate versus you're in a frigate, they're in a frigate, or I think you can do cruiser level 2 or something like that. I haven't played
yeah.
with the burner stuff at all, but you know, people have you know, there's some interest, but after a while, once you really learned everything, you're kind of like, okay, what else can I do to make
Yeah.
some money? Although it's not as
People,
bad and repetitive as 0.0 ratting. Have you ever done any like sites out in 0.0?
I have not. I
It
have not.
it's really nice to a certain degree, because instead of like mission running where you gotta like go to another mission or to another system or something like that and then blow up a bunch of rats and they'll change what type that they are, and you know, you have to change your fitting, or you know, kind of have an omni fit that's just not as efficient. In 0.0 you can just fit up a very specific type of ship and then go out and warp to a site, blow up rats for 15 minutes, warp to another site, blow up rats for 10-15 minutes. Just keep on doing that all day long.
I had a friend that did that, and he was trying to convince me constantly come out to Nullsec, and that was when I was afraid of Nullsec. I used to be terrified of leaving Highsec, and they were like, Highsec is more dangerous than any place you could ever be. So you're more you're safer in Nullsec than in Highsec. Believe me. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Now I'm slowly getting over those fears, so I'm like expanding a little bit, but I still get the shivers every time I I have to go anywhere below point 0.5. I'm just like, oh god, here we go.
Well, I mean, there's that kind of level, I think, of well, real quick, I just want to touch base on the mission running, because Casual brings up a really good point. They need to touch on those missions. Like, they haven't been updated in years. Like, they've added
Yeah.
some, but they need to like do a whole, like, we're gonna go back and like fix the mission, not just fix, but just at least touch. Go back and
Revamp it.
revamp it,
Yeah.
relook at it, just do some new things with your missions. Uh,
Yeah.
but no,
I'm
I
tired of saving the damsel. I've saved the damsel so many times, and I just hate her. Sometimes I just want to blow her up.
it's like, how the fuck
I
did you
just
get
want
caught again?
Yeah.
There's
Where
literally thousands of pod pilots out here saving you like 4 times a day.
it's ridiculous, but I mean, it's somehow I still do it. I still do it, and I love it, and it's crazy. But yeah, I agree. 100%.
But no, and also to your point though of the danger of Highsec, I feel like Highsec is dangerous because you assume that you're safe.
Yeah.
So when you if you're flying around blingy stuff, or if you have $1 billion or billion ISK inside of your cargo hold, and you're shipping it somewhere, your assumption that you're safe is a false assumption that'll get you killed immediately. The police will blow you up. That's fine. The way that I kind of look at it is 0.0 is the most safe space out there. And the reason why is because you've got your alliance that's behind you, your super umbrella, and you have an identification system that tells you this guy is bad, this guy is good, and there is no neutral. You know, neutral is bad. So if you see a neutral in your space, you know that something's up, you know. So you're able to kind of have this intel system that, you don't have the police coming down, or probably even your alliance mates, depending on how, you know, what you're flying, what's going on. But you probably don't have a real safety net per se, but you have an intel system that just is nearly flawless. Lowsec I find to be the next dangerous, because it doesn't have bubbles, and it doesn't, you know, there are some aspects of it that are, well, So 0.0 is the safest, but Lowsec has some attributes of it that makes it seem like it's not as dangerous, but it's lawless. And there's no perfect intel system. There's no way to keep people out of your space. And then there's Highsec that has this umbrella concept of a police officer that'll come in and blow the shit out of anybody. That's all that they're gonna fucking do. They don't find them, they don't put them in jail. They're not gonna save you, stop you. Well, they technically could stop them from killing you, because they'll come in and they'll jam them and stop you from getting killed. But a lot of the times you just set up so that you can blow up the person before the cops show up, you know? Because there's a lag time, and there's a whole design behind that. But yeah, I always find it interesting how you gradually make that change from Highsec is this safe space, Lowsec is a little terrifying, but 0.0 is bubbles, you know, and you know, all these space empires, and so that's the most dangerous. And then as soon as you move out to 0.0, you start looking back. Now I prefer Lowsec just because it is chaos. That's all I'm looking for is a good fight. You know?
I mean, not to mention wormholes. I mean, wormholes were the I would never imagine that I would go into wormholes the way I go into wormholes now. I see a wormhole and I'm like, should we go in? Yeah, let's go in. Let's go check it out. So I actually had, again, another person that taught me the whole thing, the bookmarking. I don't do that anymore because I am a lazy shit. I just go in there, I bookmark my home, I bookmark a spot in space, I cloak up, and again, hope for the best and just try to see what's out there. But wormholes were terrifying to me. That was just like something that I could never imagine myself going into. And now I love it. Now I absolutely love it. I hate it when I'm looking for relic sites and all I find are wormholes, but I absolutely love the it feels dangerous because it is. I mean, it could be, but usually nothing happens in there. You know, you're usually pretty safe, and if you do get killed, it's your own damn fault because you weren't descanning. So
Wormhole Space, and yeah, I didn't even bring up Wormhole Space. Wormhole Space is a very interesting area of the game because you don't have local, so you can't see, but you can't easily access it. So it's got this barrier of access that you have to like scan down, purposely try to get to that part of space. And it's one of those, like, it could be you could jump into a very populated wormhole system that's got, you know, Hard Knocks or whoever living in there. But you could also jump into a lot of wormholes that are completely desolate. There's nobody in there. Or at that time of the day, at least, there's nobody that's doing anything. But you don't really know. You know, like, I mean, except for D-Scan, about it. You know, and D-Scan is what will keep you alive there because you can start checking around. But it could be a bunch of people that just have ships in a pass. You know, or you know, they might have a bunch of structures up, but they might have left a month ago, which was always kind of interesting because when wormholes first came out, I jumped right into wormholes, and I was part of Mostly Harmless. We were up in the north when wormholes came out, and we the first thing that I remember was one of my buddies, Kumakuso, going around finding derelict passes. Like, because people, like, day one started putting up passes, and week whatever, or even day one, you know, the fuel ran out.
Oh my gosh.
And I just remember, like, you know, finding stuff, and then just shouting into Alliance chat, like, I've got a wormhole, and there's, like, 50 ships that just popped out of this pass. Like, I can't call them all. God. Everybody get in a ship and come here and take some of this shit. Like,
that's amazing.
So
that is amazing.
I jumped in. I used wormholes to a certain degree. I've never actually done exploration because I'm too terrified to do the explo actually of it. Like, because I'm like, oh, I gotta have a really decent ship, or I barely am able to do it in Highsec or Lowsec. And I know that the sleepers are all part of that, so I never got too much into that, but I did do a lot of like the sites with a few buddies, or going in there and searching for derelict places. And now with the Aster houses and stuff like that, if they get blown up in there, everything drops. I would always be interested to see, how much exploration you could find out there of different kind of, stations that have been left abandoned for you just to pluck up and take all the stuff out of them.
I never considered that. Usually I go into these wormholes and I'm looking for relic sites, and I want to go in and out. I don't want any trouble. And I say that in stream constantly. I'm like, I have nothing on me, guys. Why? Just in case you're watching, I have nothing. I am nothing. I am trash. Leave me alone, please. There is probably somebody better in the next wormhole. Go get them. Please leave me alone. But usually I just want to get in and out of there. I never considered like that. Another thing I learned, I'm always learning something new about the game. It's just crazy.
Yeah, there is a lot to learn about EVE Online for sure. It's just like you said, you learn something every day. I still am learning stuff every single day that I play EVE Online after 15 years. Like I find myself learning shit all the time. One thing, if you're interested in getting out into Lowsec, me and JoeBane kind of went over this a little bit in our podcast yesterday, but some of the things that I highly suggest is to not go in through the main routes. Like JoeBane was talking about, like Old Man Star, Nervikaiken, Tama. Stay away from those places. Oh, yeah. There's no reason why you go into Lowsec that way unless you're, looking for a fast trip home,
I know that name Tama. I've heard it many times. I will never go near there.
I love Tama. I go there all the time, and I'll jump through Nervikaiken too all the time. But that's because I'm totally willing to die or just see if they can catch my frigate, because I do a lot of frigate. The big thing for me is Lowsec becomes a lot less terrifying when you respect it for what it is and then use it for what it is. It's a place to go fight and have fun, and to go adventure, and getting around in a frigate is awesome. And a lot of people think, okay, I need big ships, I need to take my carrier, my battleship, or whatever, and those things get popped right away because they're not fast, they can't get around, somebody sees you, they're because it takes you so long to warp and get anywhere, you're just gonna get hunted down and smashed. But if you're flying around in a frigate, I mean, you can get caught on a gate camp, but I don't know, 90% of the time I don't. So fuck it, why not? Let's go. Let's do this and just see what happens. Yeah. Or one of my fun things to do is take out a thrasher. I call them cockbag thrashers. It comes from an old way of how we used to build these thrashers of it's just 2 damage modules in the lows, a point, a sensor booster, and a micro warp drive and artillery cannons. And it's just completely and utterly designed to blow up interceptors in 1 or 2 shots. And I've had it where I've gotten caught by a gate camp before, and it was an interceptor that caught me, and they didn't have a bunch of other stuff there. It was just the interceptor and a few other slower locking vessels. I lock up the interceptor, blow them away, warp off.
Oh my gosh.
And I've only ever done that once. But
those are the things I need to learn before I head into PvP, because I don't know, there's, like you said, I get the shakes even when I'm playing with other people that I know, because usually I only do PvP with people that I know, people that are gonna help me out and tell me what I did wrong and walk me through the whole process, because I know I'm not good at it. I suck at it. I freak out. I get nervous. I'm like, which button do I push? And then I'm dead. So I just completely freak out. But I still get the shakes, even when I'm playing with just normal people. And I don't know when I'll ever do it. I mean, people have asked me to, they've challenged me, and I'm like, do you even know who you're talking to right now? Because I've never done that before, and you're gonna kill me immediately.
Jake and Eve has a good point, and that's every single person. I mean, I get shakes. I'm flying around in an Iteron a lot of the times, and I get the shakes. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, oh, it's even worse when somebody's sitting outside my plex. Because what I'll do is I'll warp into a plex and I'll sit there right on the warp in point. So when they come in, they're gonna land right on top of me, and we're gonna play. We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna kill each other. One of us is coming out of this. You know, two people go in, one go out. That's
yeah, exactly.
although actually it doesn't happen all the time, which is kind of sad. It's like, oh, you didn't bring a point. You were gonna win, but you didn't point me. I'm sorry. I'm leaving now. Thank you. Have a nice day. But I still get the shakes, and it gets really bad when I'm watching somebody sitting outside of my gate. Like, and I'm like, are you coming in? You do it? Are you gonna do this? You gonna come into me? What's going on? Why are you sitting there? Like, and then he spends like a minute sitting outside of my plex, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then all of a sudden, and that's when I'll start reading something or forget about him, and then all of a sudden, whoop! It's like, oh fuck, there you are! Oh, son of a bitch!
Well, I had a really awesome experience getting ganked. I was mining in a procurer, I believe. So I went to Lowsec. It was for a freaking mission. They sent me to Lowsec for a mission, and I'm like, what the hell? So I had to go get like some ore from Lowsec. So I'm mining, and my bed's right behind me, and it was taking forever. So I laid down, and I was just like, okay, it's taking forever. You know, I'm just gonna chill here for a little while. And then I hear that dreaded woo woo woo, you know, the the warp sound, and I'm like, no, and it's a guy talking to me like a pirate. He's like, arg matey, you know, what you be doing in my space? And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy on about? Like, what in the world? And he goes on, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, you know, I just need this for my mission. And I talk to him, like, I'm like, this is hilarious. This is the best. This is the best gate team on freaking Eve right now. So he's talking to me, and he's like, I'm thinking he's gonna let me go because we're having this conversation. And he's like, well, I gotta kill you now. I'm like, oh shit, all right. But he doesn't pop my pod, thankfully. And he lets me go, and then somebody sends me 50 million ISK. One of his buddies sends me 50 million ISK to replace my procure. So he was like, you know, thanks for, you know, I'm sorry about that. You know, I hope you have better luck next time. And I'm like, wow, you know, just because I wasn't being like, you know, a pussy about it. I was a dick or crying.
Yep.
Yeah, we were having fun. I realized that I screwed up. I should have been watching. I was laying down. That was my mistake. But it was just hilarious because it was so unexpected. It was like 3 a.m. This dude's talking to me like a pirate. I'm about to get killed. They just got me scrambled. They're not doing anything to me. They're not doing any damage to me. He's just got me scrambled. So I'm just stuck waiting. So he just wanted to talk, I guess. He was lonely. So we talked for a little while. But it was just so bizarre. But I mean, that 50 million is, I was like, dude, I'm not a noob. You know, I really don't need that. He said he didn't care. He was just like, you were a good sport, and you know.
Yeah, no, it's fun when you get to do a little bit of role playing in Eve as a pirate. It's, you know,
yeah.
and Shaken Eve points out, you know, there's a lot of respect out there for Lowsecers. Like, people, you know, your name starts getting known. You start running around in Lowsec, you start doing stuff. Like, there's you know, there's a network of people talking about, you know, who's doing what and what's going on, and there's a level of respect of you know, like, it goes back to the whole, if you're gonna cry and whine and freak out and throw a tantrum, Eve is gonna just, you know, just freak out on you and just attack you and just blow you up. You feed your tears, try and get you to cry as much as possible. But if you're a good sport, you're having fun, you're respectful about, you know, the concept of what the hell is happening here.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, man, why not? It's cool. Like, I want you to come back out. I want you to, you know, I want the kill mail more than anything, but, you know, I can't get that if you're not out here, so.
Yeah. No, there's nothing like Eve. Like, I try to convince everybody that I talk to, like, just try it. Just try the game. Please try the game. Just please, for me, just try it. You'll love it, I swear. Nobody wants to try it. they see the screen and they're like, what the fuck even is that? Like, how do I navigate this? I'm like, well, hold on a second. I'll explain it. And then I'm explaining it, and I don't even know what the hell I'm doing half the time. So it's just a mess. But like one of my friends, I actually had him trying to play it, and he was actually pretty good at it, and he's actually gonna buy himself a gaming PC to try to actually start playing. But I don't have any luck in recruitment, but I am trying to recruit people, new players. I do my best. Every time I meet somebody, I'm like, have you ever heard of Eve? They're like, no. What is that? Let me tell you. Let me tell you all about Eve.
That's awesome. I really want the Eve community to switch more into the, like, let's get new players into this. This game is awesome. Stop saying Eve sucks. Stop saying Eve is dying. Sure, it has its fucking problems like every other fucking video game out there. I mean, look at what fuck happened to Cyberpunk. I mean, come on. At least we're not having that shit happen to us. I mean, like,
oh yeah.
I mean, it's a great, fun little game to kind of go around. Yeah, I always say be careful because you can get sucked into Eve, and it's always interesting. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin, and we're a very weird thing. We consider ourselves, I think it's 77 square miles surrounded by reality. And for some reason there's like a shit ton of Eve players here, like a shit ton. Like,
that's amazing. I have yet to meet another Eve player. I've met one Eve player. He's not even from my city, but he's from Texas. And I've found a couple other people from Texas, but nobody near me. So I'm so disappointed because it's such a huge game. I figured I'd find one.
Wow.
One person.
Yeah, no, that blows me away because like that literally, like, I mean, there's parties that are thrown here that people from around, you know, the world-ish will come and hang out here in Madison sometimes. There's, you know, just randomly running into people. Like when I have a coworker buddy that I just started with at my kind of new position. I started last 2020 in January and started hanging out with him. I'm like, hey, do you know about EVE Online? He's like, oh, I used to play that game back in the day. And so like we made an immediate bond, and we were like, all right. he got immediately went back into EVE Online, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna chill out here. Like, this is too much. Like, I literally am dreaming about Eve every, you know, and thinking about it instead of how to improve my life. Like, so
I got sucked in. There was a while, especially because of streaming, you know, I streamed Eve, and then I was playing Eve after I finished streaming, and then I'd wake up and do, you know, the work that I had to do, and then I'd play Eve, and then I'd stream Eve, and then I'd play Eve again, and that was my life for like a month, and I was so happy. Like, I was so happy. It was like, it was the dream. Like, it was just, and I was just doing, you know, repetitive stuff, but it was just so much fun because, again, the community, you know, I have my in-game chat, and, you know, being able to connect with them, and, you know, it's the community that, the game is amazing, but it's the community that keeps me playing. That's how I feel about that. Like, the community keeps me excited and wanting to do more things and encouraging me to do more things. I feel like if I didn't have Twitch and I didn't have all of this stuff to start, I could understand how it could be overwhelming for some people.
Oh yeah,
I could definitely understand.
Well, then that's,
I had a lot of support.
Yep, and that's where, you know, as most people say, if you really want to get into Eve, I think twitching is actually a really good way, actually, to if you want help and figure out what's going on and you're completely lost. If you jump on and people jump into your stream and they start seeing that you're lost, they're gonna help you out. Like, that's a big thing that, you know, happens quite a bit, but not everybody has that option, right? So the other option that's similar to that is joining a corporation that has all those support mechanisms in place. You know, there are corps out there like Karma Fleet and Horde and Eve University and stuff that kind of train you up. and there are other independent corps like my own corporation that will try and help you out, but we're small independent things. One of the things though that I would say that's key is to make sure that you're getting into a community when you join a corporation, regardless, because you can join Karma Fleet and then not be part of the community, but you can join
Right.
Karma Fleet and actually become part of that community and start interacting with them. And that's when you'll start getting the feedback. If you just join up with any, and that goes for almost any corporation, and except for maybe on the smallest level where you're going to have, oh, they see that you logged in, so they're actually going to
Yeah.
interact with you like as soon as you
Yeah.
log in. But when you start getting up into the bigger scales, you'll get lost in the membership if you're not actually seeking, like you seek out a mentor, look to see if they have a mentorship program. You look
Yeah.
for the different resources that they have. But Eve is not very hand you that information. That I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's pretty rare unless you have about Twitch. Twitch is about the level of,
That's a
where you can kind of just drop in and all of a sudden people just start giving you advice for no reason whatsoever.
I'm a very shy person, and that I think that's what keeps me from, and I'm not good at asking for help. So I think that's what keeps me from communicating more with my corp. I should, but that's my problem. I don't ask for help. I've tried to figure it out myself, and when it comes to it, and I'm stuck. I'm like, shit. All right, fine. Let me go ask somebody, or I'll just wait for a stream, and I'm like, okay, does anybody know what to do here? Because I have been racking my brain for like 3 days and I can't figure it out. But I'm an actually really shy, like naturally shy person, so it's hard for me to strike up conversations with people I don't know, and it's weird for me. And then I just have a lot of like social anxiety kind of stuff, so it's hard. And that's why I just usually do my solo stuff, and that's what I planned on, always just solo. But when I got invited to Malro, I was like, I have to take this. Like this is really awesome. I have to take it. But yeah, that's the only thing that kind of keeps me from jumping in there. And we talked about like I want to do industry. That's production and industry. That was my main goal. That's why I started mining, because I wanted to start collecting all the ore that I needed and to begin industry. And Malro actually has a specific division for that. So
Cool.
that's gonna be my plan, hopefully soon.
Yeah, production is an interesting system that they have set up for that. I haven't dealt with it at all. I have a buddy that does all of the production for me, and he's always like, "Oh, I can make this for you. I can make that for you. Just let me know." And I'm like, "Yep, here you go. Here's some mist. Just go make me some shit, and I don't have to pick it up in Jitta. Great. It's already in Lowsec and Taurus for me. Fuck yeah, perfect."
Yeah, it seems profitable. It seems like it's something that I'm gonna enjoy.
I do know that it takes a lot of skill, like as in like in-game skill points, like dedicated to it, because you've got to beat that margin system or whatever. The concept of, it's really cheap for this person because of their skills, and it's really expensive for this person, and knowledge. Like there's blueprint levels and stuff like that kind of go in. There's a whole system. It's a really interesting, and it looks cool. I think it looks cool anyways. But
Yeah. No, it does. Everything about Eve is cool. I love the game. Love the game so much.
So we're coming up on about an hour here. Just before we kind of start wrapping things up here, I was just wondering, do you have any current projects that you're working on? Anything that you want to kind of talk about that you're currently in the works of doing, or your Twitch channel? And if there's any shout outs that you'd like to give to anybody?
Yes. So we're gonna be doing a 24-hour stream soon, and it's going to be a charity stream for it's called The Center here in San Antonio, Texas, for transgender LGBTQ youth. So my son is trans. He's 14 years old, so that is a difficult age just in general, and he's dealing with a whole other set of problems with his sexuality. So I felt like that's that's something that's always close to my heart. I have, I have connected with a lot of younger people that have talked to me about how their parents just kind of shun them away, and I've told them, I'll be your mom. I have no problem with that.
That's awesome.
I'm your mom now. Because everybody needs love, and it's just it's a shame, and that's one thing that we're doing. I don't have a date set yet, but that's gonna be big thing that we do. And shout outs, well, Sake, I see Sake in here, and Filthy, and I appreciate them coming in here. But
I've been pronouncing Saki's name the entire time.
I do it all the time.
I call him Sake and Eve. I don't know. I'm horrible with names. So horrible with names.
I do it all the time. But no, that's it. I appreciate I just appreciate you inviting me here. I know you said I know what we were talking about earlier. I take this super seriously, and I really appreciate it. Like, I feel so honored. Like, I honestly feel like honored.
Well, the feeling is mutual. It's an honor to have you on here and to talk about this, and hopefully we get you back on here at another time. I feel like that we could talk forever.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation about Eve, and really enjoy talking to you. Really enjoy watching your streams. So definitely look forward to seeing you out there in space more. And I'm gonna be one of those people that's gonna try and drag you out into out into Lowsec. Like, just come out. I'll give you a frigate. I'll give you a ton of frigates just to come out with me and get them blown up. And we're gonna get them blown up. We're gonna die. Like, I suck. It's just, that's the way that it is. But come die with me. It'll be fun.
We're gonna have to go. I'll probably be streaming Wednesday. My life has been a little bit crazy, so I've been on hiatus for the past 2 weeks. But hopefully Wednesday I'll be back on at 7 Central, if everything calms down.
Awesome. Awesome. I think
crossed.
I have an interview scheduled around that time, but as soon as that's over, I'll have to jump on and just kind of see what you're doing and try and harass you to come out and die with me. Come on, it's fun to die.
It is getting more fun to die every time I die. I'll live with that.
Awesome. So I'm just gonna do a little kind of wrap up thing here, and then we'll jump off here. But thank you so much for coming out. It's been awesome hanging out with you here and talking about Eve, and look forward to talking with you more in the future.
Same.
So just wanted to give a couple little shout outs here. Of course, thank you so much for being on the show, and check out our Artie's. Adri, God
yeah.
damn it. Adri's
okay.
Twitch, you can catch that at twitch.tv/ADRIBEE88. Also, just want to give some shout outs to some podcasts that are out there in the community that I've been talking with and really respect. Twin Cities by Nights has some really great actual plays. If you want to check out all different kinds of tabletop actual plays, they do a podcast, and they have some really great things. Midnight Express hasn't been on as of late, but they got me really into podcasting in general when I came onto their show to talk about stuff for Gen Con that I was doing. Really great guy. Check out his stuff. And of course there's Utility Muffin Labs, World of Dark Ages podcast, and Mage the podcast. Also check out Strength in Gaming, their podcast that has some really great episodes on different kind of gaming in general. If you enjoyed our show, definitely check us out on Twitch. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Give us a follow, like, whatever the hell those things are. If you like cats, Instagram. I'm always trying to get my cats whenever they're being cute. They're definitely gonna try and pay the rent one of these days. And don't forget to check out our Mage the Ascension actual play Techno Gate on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time on Twitch at twitch.tv/Golden Age Stories. And remember, that's Golden spelled Guldan. Thank you all for listening, and thank you for the follows. Thank you so much, Casual, Filthy Casual, and Awesome. Awesome stream. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.